Full PPE, it's a bit very hot.
Juta Momoa is the officer in charge of nursing at the isolation facility. He tells MTV News that it took some time to get used to wearing of full protective personal equipment while working at the isolation ward. At times drenched in sweat, but he says most of the nurses have adapted.
We adopted it. Basically, from 1 to 2 hours of full PPE, now we can do it maximum 5 or 6. All that necessary here. We adopted because mostly when receiving SARS and moderate cases, now we need to stay on the floor to do observation and monitor all the patients and plus give the medications according to doctor's orders.
Their hard work assisting in 100-plus residents in Port Moresby recovering from COVID-19. But as seen with COVID-19 patients, stigma is also being faced by the frontline workers who return back to their families after their shift ends at the isolation facility.
Roam around, I go back, I stay home, I keep my distance to my family. They do trust me what I'm doing, so but for some other of my staff, no, they face stigma. That's why some of them they slept here until they look for accommodation, and now they're accommodated and going here from the accommodation here to work, and they're most happy. At least they have a place to sleep and the family's okay.
Dr. Gary No says standards and protocols are in place to ensure when the isolation ward team finishes their shift, they carefully remove PPE equipment and shower before leaving the facility.
For staff here, before they go on, they're clean. And when they wear their PPE, there's a certain way that they dress and they wear their PPE. After they leave the ward, there's a section that they go to. It's in a yellow zone called a dolphin zone. At the dolphin zone, they have a buddy-buddy system. So like if both of us were on duty, both of us are buddies. So when I take my glove off, you're watching me. When you take your glove off, I'm watching you. When you take your gown off, I do the same thing so that I'm watching for you to do anything that might be unsafe. I stop you. And it's a safety mechanism. So that's how we ensure that the staff are doing the right thing. And that's how they monitor each other when they're taking the protective. Because it's at the time when they're taking the protective equipment off that they're at most risk of infection.
All isolation facility staff working within the complex testing for COVID-19 every 2 weeks to ensure that none of them pose a risk to their families and communities.
That we swab ourselves every 2 weeks. So every fortnight, irrespective of us having symptoms or not, we are swabbed and we check. I've been swabbed 4 times already. I've had 3 people close to me that have positive COVID and gone to the ward. And they've been admitted. And I've been a PO, I know what it feels like to be swabbed. It's a bit uncomfortable, but it's necessary. So to further protect the community, further protect the families and friends, we swab ourselves. Every time we come to work, we are checked for temperature. Anybody that's sick, we are immediately sending them home to isolate and await the test result. So it's in our best interest to keep our staff safe, but also the community and their families must be safe.
If anything, the medical team here should be deemed our national heroes, battling COVID-19 on the front line. Adelaide Xerox Kari, National, MTV News.